Okay, so today's my review of the Elder Scrolls Online beta. I'm actually recording this on Sunday because I'm waiting for my place in line for the Elder Scrolls Online beta. I have an hour and 21 minutes and 30, or I'm sorry, hour 19 minutes 34 seconds now until I can actually go into the game and play it. Now, the game itself is a whole lot of fun. I mean, it really captures your attention when you first start playing. It's a really nice, I don't know, intro, I guess. When you first start the game, the opening storyline and things like that. It's really interesting. Obviously, I can't say too much because it's in beta and I want to be chosen for more betas in the future. But when I was actually playing the game last night, I started writing things down that I wanted to make sure I covered in this video. Just because there's a lot of different things that go on in this game that I wanted to make sure I covered. Now, the first thing that I really liked about this game, it was a crazy amount of fun. I love how they do this, is the skill system. Now, the skill system on Elder Scrolls is kind of like the talent point system on World of Warcraft, but the major difference is you get skill points a lot faster than you get talent points, and you really upgrade your talents from there and things like that. Now, I know they're planning on having a subscription fee of $15, which or 14.99, which basically means every month you're going to have to pay 14.99 to play this game. Now, I know I'm still kind of skeptical about that. I don't know if 15 bucks for this game a month is going to be worth it. Just because, I mean, I've played 7 hours of it, and I've had fun so far, but I'm just concerned because if I'm going to put $15 a month into a game, that game better go on for like another 7 years and continue to have expansion pack after expansion pack after expansion pack. Now, it's possible for them to do that with the Elder Scrolls Online because they can add in Skyrim, then they could do Morrowind, and they could add in different zones. But the thing is, everyone's already played through those areas. So unless they have an entirely different quest line and different storyline through those areas, no one's going to want to buy those expansion packs. It's kind of like what World of Warcraft is doing with Warlords of Draenor, where they're actually taking a continent that they built and now they're basically going back in time and showing what it was before it was destroyed. So with Skyrim, the best thing they could do is do it in the future and show what all of your work in Skyrim has done. But the thing with that is it's only going to work for people who played Skyrim. So if you didn't play Skyrim, like I have a friend who never played Skyrim, which I thought was crazy, but you're not going to understand pretty much anything. You're just going to be playing through a game that you're not familiar with, which that would be interesting just to be able to play through Skyrim on a different quest line because you didn't want to spend the half an hour to create your character on Skyrim. So, and the potential for this game is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of different ways they could go with this game. They could take it to different expansion packs, like I said, or they could just leave it the way it is and just let you level up and up and up. But the problem is with MMOs, I've always had a problem with like winning, if that makes sense. Like on World of Warcraft, you can play World of Warcraft for years. I've played it for almost 8 now. You can play it for just as long as possible and never technically win. You can finish all the dungeons and do all the raids and world bosses and things like that, but it never pops up, congratulations, you have beaten World of Warcraft. Now, with the Elder Scrolls Online, unless they continue to do those expansion packs and things like that, you're going to end up beating the game. You're going to finish the quest line and not be able to do anything with the game anymore. So they're really going to have to work through to figure out how they're going to do the MMO aspect of it. Because so far it feels a lot like an RPG. It plays exactly like an RPG, and it feels a lot like Skyrim, the same combat system, all of that stuff. But the MMO aspect of it, the only thing I've really noticed was you can chat with other people playing the game, which I mean that's a good thing, I guess. I mean, but as far as like grouping up in guilds and things like that, I'm still kind of iffy about those because I joined a group and I got 1/6 of the loot and experience that I should have. So what one person would get gets split between 6 people. So that's something that's kind of bothering me. Another couple things. One of the bugs they fixed that I was going to write down, or that I was going to talk about, was it took an unnecessary amount of time to actually log into the game. You got to your character, you hit login, and then it went through like a loading screen, but the loading screen would last like 20 minutes, and you just had to sit there and wait. And they finally put out a patch the other night and they fixed that, so that's taken care of. Now the only bugs I've run into don't really matter. It's a beta. I glitched through the floor the one time, but I popped right back up without a problem. It's a beta. It's gonna happen. Um, yeah. So the one thing I do really like is the start. You know, the beginning. You get sucked right in. It just draws you in really well. Like the opening quest line is a lot of fun. It's really interesting. Obviously, I can't say too much about it, but what I can say is I really enjoyed it. The skill system is a lot of fun, like I said. The graphics are unnecessary. The graphics are like Skyrim, and I personally enjoy that. Like comparing this to World of Warcraft, I would rather play this. World of Warcraft is cartoony looking. It's, not very realistic. With this, you could tell they put a lot of time and effort, even into little nuances in the environment that people really don't pay attention to. You can pick up on, and it's really cool looking. It's really pretty. The combat system is a lot of fun. It is addicting because my personal class, which I can say because it's been released through Elder Scrolls, blah blah blah, I picked Nightblade, which is essentially the equivalent of Rogue in World of Warcraft. Now the thing is, you can use a bow, and then you have other abilities that are technically like magic. So you use your bow to like gain distance, and then you can use magic to actually finish the person off. So that system I really enjoy. Like the combat system in of itself is amazing. It's so much fun, and it's a lot different than what else has been put out. Like in World of Warcraft, you have auto attack. So you don't have to click every time you want to attack, you just push a button and he attacks. Now, in this game, to do a regular melee attack, you have to click, like in every other game. You have to actually attack. So that's a lot of fun that they did that. And that Nightblade class is a lot of fun. I really enjoy that one. Honestly, I didn't play too much with the other classes just because I didn't want to spread my time across all of the characters and kind of just go through the opening and only have the opening to talk about, whereas I have passed the opening that I've been to and it's a lot of fun. I haven't played with crafting yet just because that's really confusing because they don't give you any help towards that. And I understand it's only in beta, so that might be why, but they don't actually tell you like, okay, you take this shit, you go to that thing, and you make this thing. It's just kind of like, okay, you have this shit, figure out what to do with it. And that's pretty much all they tell you to do. Now, like I said about the group thing where they punish you for being in a group is what I saw people saying. That's something I don't like. I'm hoping they fix that before the actual launch, just because that's going to be a big issue for a lot of people is if they want to play with their friends and then they get punished for doing so, they're not going to want the game anymore. Um, and then also I don't like the they don't help you thing, like I said, so they just kind of throw you in. I mean, they tell you how to move and things like that, but when it comes time for crafting and all of that, they don't really help you. Like they don't say, this stuff goes to that stuff, this stuff goes to that stuff, this stuff goes to that stuff. It's just kind of like, here's your shit, build something. And then they hope for the best. Now, when I was playing through this game, I found myself comparing it to World of Warcraft a lot. Now, the reason I did that is completely understandable. I've played World of Warcraft for 8 years now. I really like that game. I'm a guild master on World of Warcraft. So I couldn't stop comparing it to that. Now, there's a lot of differences and similarities that I found. Now, the differences are like, World of Warcraft is mainly and mostly third person, where you mostly play in third person, where you're looking at the back of your character's head. Whereas in Elder Scrolls, third person kind of feels clunky. It's better to have it in first person, which I know is strange because it's an MMO, so you would think you'd be able to, step out, go to third person and still be able to play the game correctly. But it feels so buggy and clunky and not unresponsive that I found myself playing first person most of the time. And now the other differences between World of Warcraft are, I know in World of Warcraft you find a quest by, the yellow exclamation point. In this game, it's not like that. It's kind of like Skyrim, where you start talking to a guy and then he's like, oh, hey, can you go do this? And that's a lot of fun. I mean, that is different. It adds a different aspect to it, but it's still kind of iffy. Now, this is going to be a long review because there's a lot to talk about. I'm only like halfway down my sheet and I'm still going. Um, and then the similarities, well, there's one more thing that bothered me between Elder Scrolls and World of Warcraft. So when you do a quest in World of Warcraft, depending on your class, you wear light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor, or cloth, um, leather, mail, and plate. So you wear those three classes of armor. Now it's the same in Elder Scrolls Online. You have the same three classes of armor: light, medium, heavy. But when you do a quest in World of Warcraft, you can choose between light, medium, and heavy depending on what your class is and what your class requires. In Elder Scrolls Online, I found myself doing quests and getting a lot of heavy armor that I didn't need for my class. So I was just getting armor that I could do nothing with, and I just ended up selling it off to somebody. So that's something I really hope they change coming up, because that would make the game a lot more fun, knowing that if I do this quest, I'm going to get something I can actually use, rather than I'm going to spend all this time to do this quest and then get a piece of armor that I'm just going to sell for 100 gold. So, now, like I said, the game itself is a lot of fun. It's really enticing. That's the other thing, is I smoke, and usually I go out to smoke about every hour and a half. And I found myself playing this game and not smoking for 6 hours. Like, I wouldn't get up to go smoke. I would just sit here and play it and just stare at my computer screen for far too long. Um, Now, this is the shit I'm really iffy about. Like, the stuff that they could change and make me feel better about if they do it. So, they have, the subscription fee is first. I mean, it's $15 a month, which I know for a lot of people, it's going to be an issue for that, because the Elder Scrolls and World of Warcraft have a fan base overlap, where people who like the Elder Scrolls like World of Warcraft, and people who like World of Warcraft like the Elder Scrolls. So the problem is going to be a lot of people are going to have to choose between playing World of Warcraft or playing the Elder Scrolls. So I know with me, if it came to that decision, I'd have to stay with World of Warcraft, just because it wouldn't make sense to pay the same amount of money to start over on a completely different game and have to get back to the same level that I'm at on World of Warcraft. That would be stupid. So I would have to stay with World of Warcraft. So I'm really hoping they don't bring it to that point, just because a lot of people aren't going to buy their game. So I don't know. It's interesting to see if they're going to keep the subscription fee. I personally don't think they should. They're going to make so much money off of just the launch and the Imperial Edition that you can pre-order and everything like that, that I think just pre-ordering the game is redundant. I mean, if they make nearly as much as Grand Theft Auto 5 did, they're fine. That's enough money to make like another 37 games and not have to worry about going bankrupt. And also, they're doing this. They're calling it a mega server. Now, essentially, what I've gathered from this is in World of Warcraft, there's different realms or servers that you join. So, like me, I'm on Velen, whereas I have friends who are over on like a Doth Ramar and different realms like that, which are basically servers. Now, the Elder Scrolls plans on taking that out entirely and just having every player who plays the game on the same server. Now, I understand to them that sounds like a good time, but from what I was noticing playing through the game is some of the quest items you have to fight for. And it's the same in World of Warcraft, where if it's a certain item and someone picks it up before you, you're screwed. They picked it up before you. But if you're going to have, 19 million players playing this game all in the same area who didn't get invited to the beta, it's going to take forever to get through the opening quest line, just because people are going to keep stealing your shit. So I really think they need to figure out how they're going to do that. I don't think the mega server idea is terrible, but I see a lot of problems with it, a lot more problems than good that can come out of it. Now, other than that, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun. I'm probably going to end up getting a subscription to it and seeing how much I play it in a month. Because I know if you pre-order it, you get you get a month free. So I figure the worst that could happen is I buy it and, play it for a month. And if I find that I really don't like it and I'm not going to play it, I bought the game and I can't use it, which is fine. But if I find that I really do like it and I'm really enjoying it, then yeah, I'll keep the $15 a month and I'll keep playing it. Now, my thinking about this game comes down to this. If you're a huge Elder Scrolls fan, you've bought everything from Morrowind up to Skyrim, you're going to enjoy this game. You're going to think it's a lot of fun. You're not going to be able to stop playing it. It's going to take you back almost to oblivion sometimes in the way that the play is, how the play is. But if you're an MMO fan and purely an MMO fan, I think you might want to wait on this game. Maybe you watch a friend play it or go to a friend's house and try it out before you buy it, because like I said, it does feel like more of an RPG than an MMO. I didn't play with trading or things like that, but I did join a guild on accident. Um, and I don't know, it was iffy. Like, and I found out there's a lot of different nuances in the game that I kind of like threw me for a loop. I don't know, like I did enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. I know it's going to be like $60 up front. So it's going to be the same price as every other game that's come out in the past like what, 6 years. But the problem is the $15 a month, and I think that's one thing that's going to put a lot of people off. So what I think is this: if you're a Elder Scrolls fan and purely an Elder Scrolls fan, you love their games, you're gonna be fine with paying the $15 a month. You're gonna think it's a good purchase. You're gonna enjoy it every month, things like that. And it may introduce you to MMOs, which will lead you to World of Warcraft and things like that if you currently don't play MMOs. Now, with if you're just a MMO fan, like I said, I'd hold off on this game. I'm probably going to end up buying it just because I want to know what it's like. Even though I've played the beta for 3 days, I still don't have a really good grasp on it, which is weird to me. But if you're an MMO fan, just wait on it. Don't go out and buy it immediately because you're going to waste the $60 for the regular version or $100 for the Imperial Edition. So if you go out and buy it, you're going to waste your money because you may find out you don't like this game because, like I said, it's not really MMO based so much as it is RPG based. Now, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the videos. Thank you to everyone who actually watched the last ones too. That's pretty cool. Subscribe if you want to hear more shit like this because I'm bored and this is what I do with my time. I sit around and think about games that I play and when I can't sleep at night too. Um, so yeah, go ahead and subscribe. I'll have more videos coming up. I do have a screen recorder now. You'll see at the beginning of the game. I did get a screen recorder, which is nice because now I can show you things in games that bother me. Obviously, I can't do that with the Elder Scrolls Online just because it's a beta and I don't want to get sued. Um, but yeah, go ahead, subscribe, tell your friends, do whatever. I really don't give a shit. Go fuck yourselves.